Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go, and this is your call to action. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. Broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. Today's class is 110 in the series with Larry Nichols. Larry Nichols Live. And if you'd like to call us, I have the call screen up. We'll be delighted to take your calls. We'll pay for the call. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. One more time. 866-582-9933. So this is your chance to call in and ask Larry Nichols those burning questions about politics, the underbelly, the Clintons, your concerns going forward, our future, what might happen, what is lined up to happen, and how it could affect we the villagers. There's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPREPARES.com. Larry Nichols' contact information is on page 1 of USAPrepares.com. John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Welcome, Larry Nichols.
Good morning, Vince. How are you?
Larry, I'm doing well. I am, and it's wonderful to be with you. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Larry, it's delightful seeing you.
After a pretty busy weekend. Pretty busy.
Oh, so what'd you do this weekend or last weekend?
Well, I met a talk show host, and I really enjoyed that. And shot a little video. And hopefully we have finally got something, Vince, to hand to the people that they can get around and help us achieve getting our country back. That's what it's about. And once again, by the way, thank you for devoting many, many hours of travel. And I know with you being a farmer, that was very costly to you, but thank you so much. And by the way, Vince, I think it'd be appropriate if we could. Guys, there is a production company that came in at their own expense and did all of this work for Vince and I. And if any of you would be willing, I wish you would send an email to chad@birdsong.com and tell Chad and Christine thank you for their effort. I think they deserve some praise for their work. Would you not agree?
Absolutely. And, you know, Larry, it's wonderful to see young people who are really interested in our country and in our future and are willing to spend their own time and their own money to do what they can to restore America to its former greatness. It was wonderful meeting.
Absolutely.
It was wonderful meeting Chad and Christine. And, you know, the video that they shot I think we will all find that quite riveting. And as I said yesterday, I believe that the broadcast class, as well as those who learn about the video, will want to show this in their homes and in meetings like we have our Monday meetups at a restaurant. They're going to want to show these videos to others so that they can see that it's a simple plan. It's a doable plan. It's an effective plan. And we can restore America. By the way, after the meetup last night, I mentioned that you're going to be doing a live teleseminar with us next Monday at Jimmy's Egg, and everyone was excited about that. And it's a holiday, but not for us. I mean, we're going to still do it. So
Right.
after the restaurant closes at 8:00, there are a bunch of us out in the parking lot still talking about what's happening to our country and what we can do about it, and your presentation and so forth. That's coming up next Monday. So there's a lot of interest, and frankly, Larry, I don't know a single person who I've had a discussion with that is not concerned, who doesn't see something as seriously wrong. No one thinks everything's correct and working fine. No one I know believes the media, the mainstream media. No one.
Right.
Well, let's talk about.
Let me say this, Vince, if I have waited, as you know, we've talked about it, you and I, personally. I've waited for years for this day.
Mm-hmm.
And this day, folks, meant several things had to line up. Several things. Number one, we had to get to a moment in time when the majority of well-minded Christian, moral conservatives finally realized that it is broken. I mean, a majority, which that has happened now. The other thing, I had to wait until people got to the point, Vince, where they see, without me telling them, without you telling them, where people have finally gotten to the point where they do not believe our central government in Washington, D.C. Well, that's happened. Then, since a lot of this effort that we're talking about has to do with states' rights here, too, therefore, governors have to be involved. And then we, in this race on the Republican side, have 3 governors running. And, of course, they're getting no traction because of Trump, etc. So everything lined up. But all these years, I waited for somebody to do it. I didn't want it to be me. I've had my 15 minutes, quote-unquote, of fame. It hurts. You know it does, Vince. My family's paid an awesome price. Awesome. Because of me, in many ways. But it's all lined up now. Now, folks, to give you some equivalent, I guess, Vince, we are at the American Revolution, the beginning of the American Revolution 2.0. The American Revolution 2.0. Think about that. We're at the beginning of the beginning. And where we are relative in time, when you go back and clarify nomenclature by that, I mean a certain event that happened then, what would you call that event today? Well, folks, we're to the point where the men got together that fateful day and they signed the Declaration of Independence, knowing that when they signed it, they were issuing a death warrant for themselves. But they found that there was something more precious than their jobs, their money, and even their lives. And that day, buddy, they signed that Declaration of Independence. And the whisper of freedom was born that day. It was a whisper. And there were years of suffering yet to come, but the whisper was born. That's where we are today, the 2.0 equivalency, Vince. And you, my friend, Kat, Christine, Alex Jones, Doug and Joe Hagman, and the listeners that showed up last night, or the people that showed up last night at your event, the people listening today, you have all joined an exclusive club. I feel you've joined an exclusive club that connects you with our founding fathers, and I think that is such an incredible thing, buddy. Thank you. Thank you all.
You know, Larry, when I sat in the room as I listened to you on camera, I felt that exact way, that this is the beginning, and we're in it, and it's starting with a few, and it will get larger and larger and larger. And what was really nice is that there are multiple copies of the raw footage, so that in many places, so it's not likely that this can be derailed.
Nope.
I don't think it can be derailed.
And you know, there was a time, I know this sounds hokey, Vince, I know it does, but folks, times like these are special. They're very special. And Vince, there were times when I was in front of that camera, I really felt like I was pleading the case of freedom to that room full of people getting ready to vote on the Declaration of Independence. I felt like I was pleading our case. I don't mind telling you, and I think your video and the video itself will show times when it was a little hard, not to choke up a little bit.
I saw that. Larry, I've never told you this, Larry, but our class knows that Dr. Norman Shealy is with us on the air 2 hours a week. He did a past life regression on me, and it's available on the internet. And I wondered if it was a past life regression because it depicted me as a revolutionary. But I don't think it was a past life regression. I think it was the future. I think it's about what we're doing right now. Right now.
That's right. That's right.
We'll be right back.
That.
Larry Nichols and I will be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
That's the sound your brain makes when you realize you're buying something and forgot the coupon. Online or in a store, knowing that you're missing a deal is the worst. You need the app from Retail Me Not right now. Get thousands of coupons from 50,000 stores like Kohl's, Domino's, Best Buy, and more with crazy deals like 60% off, free shipping, and free gifts with purchase. You can get a text invite to download the Retail Me Not app 100% free right now for Apple or Android. Just text the code UPDATE to 42767. Then just show your phone at checkout to save. It literally couldn't be easier. It's 2015. Keep your coupons in your phone. Stop what you're doing and text UPDATE to 42767. Listeners will get a text with a link to download it 100% free. Never forget another coupon again. Text the code UPDATE to 42767 right now. That's Update to 42767. Message and data rates may apply. For terms and privacy, visit retailmenot.com.
We've been patiently waiting while you tried to ignore us, waiting while you acted like we didn't exist, waiting for our chance to be taken seriously. The wait is over. GCN is available 24/7 at GCNlive.com. Navigate through news from your favorite hosts and download archives of past shows. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet or visit GCNlive.com for instant access and live streaming. GCNlive.com, the future of talk radio, now at your fingertips.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
Class Larry Nichols is with us, as he is every Tuesday for 2 hours. Larry, there is a scandal during the Clinton years, and it had to do with the selling of blood from the Arkansas prison system. And the scandal involved selling HIV and hepatitis C laced blood. Prisoners were paid $7 per pint of blood, and it was marked up through the political friends of Bill Clinton to $50 and sold to blood brokers. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Vince, at the Arkansas Development Finance Authority, the place I work, our quote-unquote contact with the governor's office was a man named Bob Nash. Now, I dealt with Bob for years and years and years, worked with him on many a project. Bob Nash was the person that was orchestrating supposedly a private venture that was selling blood to Canada. Now, the people in Canada were buying this blood. It was a pilot program getting blood from prisoners, as it was called, so the prisoners got a pittance of money, or at least the account of the prisoners got a pittance of money. But, of course, Nash and his cohorts made a fortune, which was basically Bill Clinton and his little private fund. But then, what Canada found out is the blood, much of it was tainted. Much of it was HIV. And what's bad, or what was bad at the time, Nash knew it. Bob knew it. I knew it. And they were still taking it. Later, Vince, Canada rose up and then tried to put together a lawsuit. But as with all things having to do with the Clintons, it was so watered down by people that you never got a lick in on Bill Clinton for it. But remember, Clinton was the final beneficiary of the money. And the lawsuit basically went nowhere. Because you got to understand, back then, Vince, AIDS, HIV was a relatively new discovery. And so people weren't as aware of it. So therefore, everybody claimed they didn't know, but they did. but they made a lot of money off of it. A lot of money. By the way, Vincent, this weekend you learned something else about me, did you not?
Yeah. That you're a musician. That you're a musician, yeah. Larry, would it be okay with you? Do I have your permission to play a couple of your songs on USA Prepares Live?
Well, of course.
I don't have them.
Sure.
I don't have them. But in the future, when I get a copy.
Now, let me say, there's a reason I let you hear that stuff. Although I'm not much of a singer, used to be
I thought you were pretty good
player. Well, the point was, people know me, Vince, as some, hard guy, some bad guy. And I thought for you to be able to hear that there is emotion in me, emotion that I could set free when I played the guitar. When I was making music, it was my getaway. And I thought special friends like you could hear that there is that side of me. And then whether it's any good or not, I can't judge that. I just assume it's not. But
no, that's pretty good, Larry. It's quite good. I think our broadcast classroom will enjoy hearing some of your selections. Seriously.
All right. But anyway, back to the matters at hand. Yes, the blood thing, I was very much aware of it and was involved in some of the early depositions around it.
Larry, could you have stopped it if you wanted to?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Could have.
Okay.
I could have stopped a lot of things, Vince, but I didn't. I could have stopped that. All I would have taken was blowing the whistle. All I would have taken was making one phone call to one of the people that I knew that was involved with Canada, and it would have been shut down.
Larry, let's talk a little bit more about what you saw, what you know, and let's get further into the plan during the next hour and 31 minutes. Larry Nichols is with us. Larry Nichols was involved in the election of Bill Clinton.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Class, this is 110 in the series with Larry Nichols. And calling in from Dallas is Captain John Regan. Captain John Regan, welcome. Do we have John Regan?
Good morning, Vincent.
I've heard you say that before. Welcome. You're on live with Larry Nichols.
Hi, Larry.
Hey, John. How are you?
Doing good. There's something I'd wanted to bring up that time I was guest hosting for Vincent, and we ran out of time because we had callers. And I heard you on the podcast with Doug Hagman last week, and you got the call at the end of the show, and you didn't really have time to really take care of the answer. And we're talking about the states being able to withhold funds and take care of expenses rather than getting the income from the federal government. And I'm just not finding that in the financial reports.
All right. If you'll find that in the same place that you find the rainy day fund that states have, which doesn't exist, right? But they all have them. The state sends in its federal matching funds. It always does. Every state does it. Now, in addition, of course, this is not the money that we collect, and send in. However, it is a function of that money. So, for example, if the citizens of the state of Arkansas send $1 billion individually in our individual taxes, right, then that is added to the Fed fund that the state matches. And then that goes to the federal government in addition to what we send. So all of our monies that we send to the federal government as individuals through our federal income tax, there is money matching that goes from the state to the federal government. And that's where the money is twiddled around and sent back to us. You got it, John? It's a confusing thing, but I actually did it. I was actually at times involved in Arkansas with sending our participating funds and trying to figure a way to maximize those funds. But that's what it's for. For example, let me give you an example. Maybe this will clarify it. The state has taxes that we collect, right? The state has taxes that we collect under special tax programs. So I'm just going to make this up. Say in Arkansas, the state adds 1 cent to every purchase of gasoline for the highway maintenance fund. You got it? The state of Arkansas adds 1 cent to every gallon of gas purchased that is quote unquote allocated for the state highway maintenance fund. You got it? Then when the state gets that money, it sends that money to Washington, and then Washington turns around and is supposed to send us between 80 and 94%, depending on what the plan is, plus the federal government's matching funds. So that's how it's done. And if you'll check in your state, the best way to look at it, John, is go to your gas tax. See how much of your gas tax is what's called state allocated towards maintenance fund for your highways. That money, when the state collects it, it sends to Washington. And then Washington turns around and sends it back with their quote-unquote matching participation. Did that help?
Well, the thing is, I can't find that documented anywhere.
Well, I don't know where you're finding that or where you're looking, but it's done in every state. And the best way to track it down is to go to your state tax on gasoline. You will see it there. It'll be there.
And just so you know, I provided some links for you to go through on this.
Okay.
It's on my website, the Financial State of the Union. Under the News tab, I've got links for Larry. The first link is it's from Wikipedia, but we're going into government websites to back this up. It's the federal taxation and spending by state.
Mm-hmm.
And I took Texas because it's a nice big state, besides I live here. It says Texas brings in $265 billion, and they receive $147 billion. And if you note on those columns, it's got Note 6 and Note 7, which takes you to the IRS for income and usspending.gov for the expenses. On that spreadsheet from the IRS, it totals up nicely. Most of the income comes from individual income taxes plus the payroll taxes for Social Security and Medicare. There's a little bit for business corporate income taxes, and then the rest comes through various taxes, excise, estate, gift, unemployment. And that rounds up to a bit over $3 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
The spending website's actually quite interesting. It breaks it down. And one of the large items, of course, is Social Security spending. And it doesn't get down to the individual level. It just says multiple recipients when you get to that. Mm-hmm. But if you go to FY 2014 for Texas, it does give a full accounting for the $147 billion that comes back to Texas. However, that's just at a gross macro level. When you look at the state operations, We've then got the financial report for the United States government, and then I chose a couple of states, Texas, which is a nice, large state, mostly Republican. Then I took next door New Mexico, a smaller state that's got Democrat leanings. On the financial report for the United States, when you get to page 60 of the PDF, it lists revenue, and we get total revenue of a bit over $3 trillion, which matches up what we're seeing from the IRS from all those taxes. There's nothing.
Do you see on there of the state tax that the people of the state of Texas pay? Do you see a breakdown of that state personal tax that people pay to the state of Texas? Do you see two things? Do you see a rainy day fund contribution, and do you see the itemized breakdown of how much of the tax money goes to special projects such as the highway construction fund or whatever? I don't know your state what they call it.
Well, let's look at the CAFR for Texas. I've got the link there. 2014 is the most recent, and for income for the state, and Texas is now getting to be more in the minority. $45 billion is what comes in from taxes from the people of Texas.
All right, let's do it another way, John. Let's do it another way, because I know the minutia of this is confusing the audience. Do you see a category from the income to the state from the federal government, what they pay the state?
That's $36 billion.
Okay. Do you see the disbursement of that $36 billion?
It does have the expenditures there, but there's nothing that shows that there's an additional $36 billion in taxes that the state collects and sends to Washington and brings back. There's simply no accounting for that here.
Do you see a rainy day fund accounting?
There's lots of funds in there, but nothing with, that amount of transfers in and out.
Well, without looking at the numbers, and I'll go over them with you, we can sit down, but in every state of the union, when the federal bills, because I've been at both ends, I've been at the federal government when we passed, I'm just using highway transportation as an example, when we passed the transportation fund from the federal government, we pass it. And in that fund, we lay out the terms of and condition of the grant. All right? And it will say in that thing that the federal government will pay blankety blank, the state will pay blankety blank. The state sends that revenue in, and the federal government sends it back with their matching funds. That's how they calculate and compute. If they didn't do that, they would have no way to project what to okay to let. There's a letting process, and the state would have no way, and the federal government would have no way to project what can be let. It's done every day. And it's in the actual federal bill, and a state can decline. A state can decline to participate in the Federal Transportation Act, if that's what it's called. The state can refuse, but they don't. They don't. Same thing would hold up with your county and local police force. You can have a 1 cent or whatever tax that's been levied by the county for additional bulletproof vests for your county deputies. That fund then is collected. It is sent to Washington. Washington matches it up with that specific federal program. Then they facilitate the money back to the county. It's done every day.
John Regan, thanks so much. Larry Nichols, And I will return right after this. And the gasoline tax in Missouri is 17 cents. Now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771. Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Larry, Rahm Emanuel has been quoted as saying, "You never let a serious crisis go to waste."
Right.
Did the Clintons use that strategy, or was there always a crisis that involved them that they were fighting?
We always used that strategy. Matter of fact, I think we were the ones that invented it. It was called rope-a-dope. Whenever Bill would get in trouble, I would say the word, it was my job to say the word rope-a-dope. So, when I said rope-a-dope, Bill knew what to do, which was to shut up, let the media beat on him, don't say anything back, don't play tennis. In other words, just let them beat on you, don't say anything. And they'll beat on you and they'll call you names, and since you're not playing tennis, they'll get mad because the governor's not responding, and they'll keep on. And then, somewhere down the road, there'll be a tornado, an earthquake, or some major event, and the media will be off of it. They'll go cover that. A few weeks later, they'll come back on the Southern. It's old news. We did it every day. The best example of it is Hillary today. All of this email stuff. You notice how she has shut up. She's not saying anything. She's doing it by the book. She's playing it by the book. The genie's out of the bottle. She's doing it exactly the way you're supposed to do it. Now, that's the way it works. So, yes, that's used by the Clintons back then, and it's used today by Hillary. And when it is time for her to talk, it will, for example, the thing that saved her temporarily on the emails was Trump. All of a sudden, you didn't hear about Hillary. It was Trump, Trump, Trump. Well, the Trump thing has kind of died off, but a new issue has arisen, and this is why I think maybe Obama has come in, knowing what I know, which are that Hillary and Bill are the only people that have the power to stop him from declaring, with all these racial problems, a national crisis and going into PEMA, provisional government. They would be the ones that would have the power to stop him. So all of a sudden, this email thing that had fairly well died away, in comes Obama's new head of the Justice Department, and all of a sudden the FBI is looking into it, and now it's reopened again as an issue. So trust me, they're doing it right now. You're seeing it work. And Vince, let me say to John, I know it's frustrating to John, but I've been there. It's like people trying to figure out, we got an $18 trillion debt. Is that the real debt? No. We're something like $160 trillion in debt, because you have that debt which we owe, and then that debt that is allocated, or that debt that's been approved by Congress, but the actual expenditures have not been allocated yet. So if the expenditures haven't been allocated, then you don't catch it. You don't count it. It's just like unemployment. They say it's 5%. But when you get into the detail of it, they use a dynamic scoring versus static. When Bill Clinton came into office as president, one of the first things he implemented was a system we used in Arkansas, which was dynamic scoring. Now, what does that mean? That means you come up with this logarithm and you use a factor. So, simply translated, unemployment numbers, when you run out of your unemployment benefits, you got a job, whether you really had one or you don't. So you see, all of these numbers and everything is skewed. Everything is hidden. Everything's micromanaged to the point to where, hey, anybody comes in and looks, that's what we always used to say, Vince. John, we always used to say, where are we going to hide something? We're going to hide it right in front of their face. They'll never see it. You just twiddle with it. You just run the numbers. But even saying that, let's say even if that were not the case, if we're always going to be getting more from the federal government, then I guess we're through. I guess we're done, right?
Larry, when we come back, I'd like to talk about Hillary's homosexual agenda. I'd like to talk about Joe Biden and your greatest concern. I asked you personally about your greatest concern while we were having dinner. Would you mind sharing that with our class today when we come back? Larry Nichols. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USA Prepares. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
We've all heard the news stories. Another shooting, and they're getting worse. That's why Infidel Body Armor introduces Infidel Fridays, exclusive 24-hour insider deals to save you money and possibly save your life. Make it a favorite when you log on to InfidelBodyArmor.com. Then be sure to visit each and every Infidel Friday to get special insider pricing, but for 24 hours only. That's InfidelBodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Larry Nichols is with us for 2 hours today. This is the second hour. Larry Nichols, there is a post on the internet. MI6 spy found dead in a bag in Beth hacked Clinton data. What can you tell us about that?
There, man. Sorry about that. I had it muted. I was called about that. And at first glance, it looks, really kinky, and with everything that's going on with the emails with Hillary, I was contacted to see if I knew of any connection. Now, let me say this. The thing about that story that is significant, and this is where we get confused, Vince, a lot of times, and where I get credited for saying things I did not say. Number one, that happened 5 years ago. And I'm sure because of the email scandal, what you're going to very soon hear in conservative talk radio is somebody's going to jump in and say that was a Clinton deal. right? Because technically what apparently happened, I'm going to give just a gross overview. This guy was doing work for MI6, which is the British Intelligence Corps, like our CIA. And he got into Bill Clinton's diary. But what he was actually investigating was the Russian mafia. And somehow investigating the Russian mafia and a party that Bill Clinton was going to, I can't tell you the details because obviously it's secret, but he got into it. MI6 was embarrassed. It caused a major scandal apparently between our intelligence community and theirs. The guy got in trouble. And then he's found cut to pieces and stuffed in a duffel bag. My opinion, as I have given it, is I see nothing at this point to lead me to believe that this was connected to Hillary or Bill in a direct way, connected to. Your first thought is maybe he stumbled into Bill's diary and he found out that some girl Bill Clinton was messing around with turned out to be some kind of secret agent. That's your first thought. But based off the timing, and it happening 5 years ago, I think what killed him, or who killed him most probably, was the Russian mafia. You know, the Russian mafia is a very violent organization. And when they put a hit out on somebody, they very clearly like to make a point and dot their I's, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to say that that death most probably was connected to that guy getting information on the Russian mafia, and they didn't like the fact that he had it, so they dealt with him. But it will be, I guarantee you, very soon brought out that with Hillary and all this email scandal, that's what it's all going to be connected to. I don't believe that at this point, Vince. At this point, with what I have been given, and I've been given a little bit more information than what's out in the official report. But what it looks like is a Russian mafia hit, not a Clinton hit.
Larry,
so remember, when you hear that story, Vince, folks, and you're going to hear it, I'm telling you, it's going to come. When you hear that story, remember, this took place 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And MI6 kept it covered up until just recently.
Larry, there are lots of reports of one-night stands involving Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about that?
Vince, Bill Clinton loved being governor. He loved being president for the perks. Bill Clinton, for all the years I've known him, he loves being a rock star. And he saw his way as being governor. He got all of the perks. He got the little quote-unquote groupies. And, Bill didn't care. Bill didn't care about governing. He cared about being governor and what it brought him. He didn't care about being president and governing. He cared about being president and what it made him. And one night stands is his signature. I mean, that's what Bill Clinton did. Maybe he still does. I don't know. I mean, at some point, age, I would have thought would have to kick in, but apparently not yet.
And what's the connection to Hillary and these one-night stands? Were they completely hidden from her? Did she know about them?
She knew about it. Let me say, Hillary might not have known the name of every woman Bill Clinton was with, but she knew. Bill and Hillary have what in the old days was called a swingers marriage, all right? That's what Bill used to call it. They were swingers. He did who he wanted to, she did who she wanted to, and they just didn't let the two mix. Now, the only thing Hillary was mad at Bill about was his indiscretion. He just was so careless that was always Hillary's problem. And let's say this about Hillary. Hillary had her liaisons. Number one, of course, was Vince Foster. That one went on for 10 years that we know of now. But Hillary also had another side of her. She had two other sides of her that people don't know about, Vince. Number one, she was what was called AC/DC back in my day. She was a switch hitter. Bill used to tell me that Hillary had more women than he did. Now, that statement was also carried forth in Jennifer Flowers' book. Bill told her the same thing. Bill didn't hide that fact. Now, when Bill was elected president, I guess the most graphic example of that was, here it was the great day when Bill Clinton had his inauguration. The first group that I saw on TV marching in that parade were the group, what they call, anyway, the homosexual group, now or something, ACT UP or something. Anyway, whatever it was, they were marching down the street, and they carried a banner that the news caught for just a moment, but they carried this banner down Pennsylvania Avenue. We finally have a first lady, and these were women lesbians. We finally have a first lady, weekend blank, and they used the word, and I won't. So there's side one. Hillary was as easy a lesbian as she was, and probably more so a lesbian than Bill would tell me, than she was with men. But there's another side of Hillary that people don't know, Vince, and you would have had no way of knowing unless you were there with them. At least 1 weekend a month, sometimes she would go a couple of months before she would go out to Los Angeles. And it was so frequent and so regular that I was starting to get a little bit of heat because as First Lady, many of her travels were done, most all of them were done on the state expense. And so I was catching a little bit of heat about what was Hillary working on in Los Angeles that required so much time. Well, come to find out, she was going out there with this group of women that she knew, and she would go to a witches' church. Now, I had the unfortunate duty of asking her about it. When I did, she said she was covering both sides, and for me to leave it alone. So I left it alone. Now, am I saying she's a witch? I'm saying she went to a witch's church. I know the women that were in the group that she went with. So you tell me, if you go to a witch's church, does that make you a witch? I don't know. I don't know what witches' churches do. I really don't. I mean, other than what I think is the obvious, I think they worship the devil. Now, you might know better than I, Vince, what a witch's church does.
Larry, when you and I were together over the weekend, I asked you about your greatest concern. Mm-hmm. What is your greatest concern? And that includes everything. That includes the economy. That includes the climate changes. That includes nuclear warfare. That includes social unrest. That includes the food supply. You know, the list goes on and on. The toxins all around us. What is your greatest concern?
Oh, well, Vince, you know, depending on the day, I would give you one of any 4 or 5. But as of today, as of seeing what I've seen this morning in the news, the biggest concern I have is Obama and his involvement into Hillary and the email. Now, by that, I'm talking about watching Joe Biden. If Joe Biden enters the race, for president against Hillary, then I believe that's absolute proof that Obama is planning on using all of this racial unrest and this Black Lives Matters and the killings and Sharpton, and all of a sudden we got all these riots going on everywhere, that he will go to Congress and call for a national crisis to be declared. A national crisis. If it is declared, we then go into a FEMA provisional government, which I have explained before, maybe I ought to again. But if that happens, then we're done. It's over. That scares me.
Larry, when we come back from this commercial break, can you explain in some detail the FEMA provisional government? I think we all need to hear that again and again to make sure we fully understand it. Larry Nichols, I'm Vincent Finelli, USAPrepares.com. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
That's disgusting. What's that smell? Roll down your window before I pass out.
It's those nasty fish oil pills I've been taking.
Why won't you just switch to Nutrigold fish oil like I did?
It's fish oil. What's the difference?
Well, my Nutrigold fish oil is sourced and manufactured right here in the USA.
What's so special about that? Aren't they all?
Are you kidding? Of course not. Only Nutrigold fish oil is 100% USA made, which is why it's so fresh.
100% product of USA and fresh? I like the sound of that. So no more fish burps?
No more fish burps. And that's not all. If you go to www.fishoil.best and enter my fish oil, you can save $5 like I did.
That won't be necessary. We can just share your bottle.
Nice try. Get your own at www.fishoil.best.
Sorry. Get rid of those fish burps for good. Go to Nutrigold's U.S.-made fish oil products by going to www.fishoil.best and get $5 off by entering My Fish Oil at checkout.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Larry Nichols is with us. And Larry, we're talking about the FEMA provisional government. Would you please tell us all about that, how it affects all of us?
All right. Now, first off, folks, the FEMA provisional government plan was adopted, good Lord, back in Eisenhower when nuclear threat was known as. It's been modified. But basically what happens when Congress and the President jointly declare a national crisis, the FEMA provisional government kicks in. What that does, and it's practiced every day in Washington and Pentagon, it goes into basically what happens, Vince, the best way I can describe it for people to understand is like a 16th century European model. The president becomes king. Number two, in line behind the president, is not the vice president. Number two is the joint leader, the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. All members of Congress, Senate, and the House are sent home to their states. They're not allowed to be in Washington. And when they're sent to their respective states, they set up and become the federal government in the state. And at that point, they become the overall power. And when that happens, folks, that's where you hear of this. This is where this whole concept of martial law came to be. That's, all the stuff you've heard all these years about martial law. How does martial law occur? Because as you can well know, under martial law, you have to bring the military in, but you have posse comitatus. Well, the FEMA crisis thing circumvents posse comitatus. You're now in martial law, and the president is basically king. Now, the problem is also, even in a real crisis, the problem is, when is it declared over? And the only person that can declare it over will be the president. And so basically, we will go and become an authoritative government. We'll have a king. He won't be called king. And then he will set aside the election. What I see coming is he would say, in this crisis, we obviously can't conduct a fair election because everybody's too scared. So he would trigger it. And for those that wonder if that's actually being planned, remember, it's been known for some time throughout the country that FEMA has been active in setting up, sometimes it's a little exaggerated, but they have been setting up facilities for this day. And you see, if I'm right, and Biden gets in the race, then to me, that is acknowledging that Obama knows what I know, Vince, that the only people with the power to stop him from pulling this trick is Bill and Hillary Clinton. They're the only ones. They have the power to say to the Congress, you guys, if you do this and you miss, then when I become president, all of you are toast. And they'll believe her. But you never can tell. If Biden's in it, then that means Obama's moving on it. And Vince, that's my fear. I don't think we'll have an election after 2016. Now, we'll have elections, folks, but they won't be elections like we are known to have. Because what's going to happen, Vince, every day they're moving to get the illegal Mexicans to be able to vote with just a driver's license. The day that they are allowed to vote nationally with just their driver's license, that will be the day, Vince, that you and I and your listeners here, we will be, we'll be worthless. We will have no ability to affect our future, because imagine how many illegals will be voting. Out of 20 million, if they get 10 million that they can fake voting for them, and they will vote even though they won't even know where the voting place is. But believe me, they are working, setting up rooms to do absentee voting for several million of these illegals. And we will become irrelevant, Vince. We will. And that's my fear. That's my fear. If that doesn't happen, we've got a little bit of time to try to implement this plan and save our country. But if it's that far gone, there's nothing we can do.
Larry, yesterday when you called in, we talked about the plan. When we come back, can you tell us what your confidence level is that the plan will work? Providing it's distributed, providing people pay attention to it. How many of us do you think will need to pay attention to get the ball rolling? And what's the confidence level that you think that the plan that you've delineated in the documentary will work? Larry and I'll be right back.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With package starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free tactical scarf for a limited time with any body armor package. That's CATIarmor.com. Come and take it.
Honey, why are there fish swimming in our bathtub?
Aren't they cute? You need more omega-3s, and those fish oil pills with toxins and heavy metals are scary. So I'm making fish oil from scratch.
Oh boy, didn't I tell you I'm ordering Nutrigold fish oil? It's exceptionally pure.
That's what they all say.
No, really. Nutrigold's fish oil is concentrated from pure cold water fish straight off the Alaskan coast and manufactured right here in the USA.
Well, cold Alaskan waters are much more pristine than the polluted waters that other fish oils are sourced from.
That's what I'm saying. And it's 5-star certified to meet international purity, potency, and freshness standards.
Well, that sounds even better.
Great. I'll be in my office ordering a few bottles. If I order now on www.fishoil.best, I can save $5 using the promo code MyFishOil. Honey, why are there bees in my office?
Get rid of those fish burps for good. Go to Nutrigold's U.S.-made fish oil products by going to www.fishoil.best and get $5 off by entering MyFishOil at checkout.
This is Sharon Hunt. Before using Heart and Body Extract, my energy level was very, very low. I could only walk a few feet and then would have to sit down. I was tired and lethargic. But after taking Heart and Body Extract, my energy level has improved greatly, and I can now walk longer distances without getting tired so fast. Thank you, Heart and Body Extract.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
You are an individual with your own thoughts, decisions, and actions. So why should you be penalized for not enrolling in the subpar health insurance mandated by the government? Be truly independent. Visit libertyoncall.org. Libertyoncall.org is a bold, innovative alternative allowing you to take back control and make your own decisions about your health care. Mention this ad when you call to learn more. 800-714-6993. That's 800-714-6993. libertyoncall.org. Call today.
Mike Stenerson for Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
Larry Nichols is with us, and this is 110 in the series. And Larry, I just wanted to tell you, I was looking on the internet for a book called The Larry Nichols Story, Damage Control, How to Get Caught with Your Pants Down and Still Get Elected President. You know, there are 4 copies that are available on the internet right now. The lowest price is $300. The next lowest is $1,781. Next one is $2,517. And the 4th copy is $2,526. Were you aware of that?
Not me.
Those are some of the most expensive paperbacks I've ever heard of.
Well, just be relieved to know that or not relieved, be disgusted to know I don't have any of them, or I'd be selling them. I didn't make anything off of it. I don't make anything off of it when it was produced, and I don't make anything now. But I sure wish I had some of those books at that price.
I'll tell you what, really, $300, $1,781, $2,517, and $2,526.
Wow.
Mike in Tennessee, you're on with Larry Nichols, and then I'd like to ask Larry about the confidence of the success of the documentary. But Mike, please continue.
Good morning, gentlemen. Real quick, just one question that inquiring minds out there all want to know. Was the code name for Miss Hillary at any time Bushmaster or Rug Doctor?
Not that I know. Not that I know.
I have a real serious question. When Bill became the president, immediately there was a vacuum for U.S. attorneys across this country. They eliminated all the standing U.S. attorneys that were appointed by a deputy. And those positions were vacant for a long time, and many of the people that took over those positions were very ruthless lesbians, and of course Janet Reno was at the head of the pack.
Right.
And we are still dealing with the repercussions of the atrocities that group of people put upon this country. Was that by design, or was that just a payoff?
No. What that was, Mike, I'm glad you bring that up, because that's just one of those little things people don't pay attention to. When Bill Clinton was first elected, the first thing he did is fired every federal prosecutor, or near every federal prosecutor, and then he took forever to replace them, but he did end up replacing them exactly with what you said. Why? Because, folks, Bill knew that there were all these things. He knew I was out there. He knew that I knew all of this stuff. And to be able to be safe, all they had to do, Mike, was get rid of the federal prosecutor. Who would I go to? Let's say you had proof in your hand Bill Clinton robbed your bank, and you've got pictures of it. Where are you going to go to get him prosecuted? You've got to go to your prosecutor, federal prosecutor in your region. And by removing them, they could stop any investigations that might come against them with just one lick. They just shut down all people coming at them. And then when they got their guys in, you know, I could go to them, you could go to them, we could go to them with all we wanted to. They're not going to investigate it. And I did, and they didn't.
Well, Larry, we all know about Waco, and we all know about the 12-year-old girl in the back seat with Janet Reno. One case in particular that I know personally, and as you say, I don't give that information that I can't prove in a court of law. But in Memphis, Tennessee, you had a juvenile court referee, Veronica Coleman, appointed by Bill Clinton to be the new U.S. attorney for the western part of the state of Tennessee. And as her last hurrah as a juvenile court referee, she declared that she was going to take a child, a male child, from his father and mother who had him in a Christian home because of them being Christian, and place that child in the birth mother's homosexual home with the live-in paramour to let her views be known. This is the type of people that Bill Clinton put into power.
That's right. Do you know why?
What I'm saying is true.
You know, Mike, do you know why they put in a huge, disproportionate number of lesbians and homosexuals into those key positions? Do you know why?
Easily
in that day, well, that's right. In that day, being a homosexual was not a good thing. Today, it's kind of a prerequisite if you're going to run for politics. But in that day, that was one of the most powerful secrets you could have. And as long as you knew somebody was a homosexual, you had absolute control over them. Absolute. And remember, most of the prosecuting attorneys of that day carried on public lives that looked like they were the perfect parents, couples, perfect people, you know, good marriages, children, etc. And to be exposed for being what they really were would have been devastating. So that's why they did what they did. That's why even today we are set forth in a world where, think about it, a lot of people making decisions about us, the regular people, a lot of people making decisions about Supreme Court decisions, those people actually have homosexual tendencies or preferences.
I believe that the act that these people did were some type of a Luciferian satanic ritual or some type of offering to their God that they made, where they sacrificed the lives of Christians for their master. I truly believe that.
Well, I can't disagree with that. I cannot. But for all those people that hear the argument, Mike, that the homosexuals put out, the queers put out their thing, but they're born that way, it's not their fault, don't blame them. I'm going to give you my explanation, if you don't mind. You know, the last person to see a child before that child is placed in the womb from the sperm, and the last person is God. God gives that baby. And we all know, if we actually do read the Bible, that God detests, despises homosexuality. He calls it sodomy. He hates the sin of sodomy, so much so that he eradicated Sodom and Gomorrah. And so for me to believe that the last thing God would do before he placed the baby in the womb is he'd say, okay, this one's going to be homosexual. It's just inconceivable if you understand God. He didn't born that baby to be homosexual. He didn't. So if he didn't, then it's a learned, whatever you want to call it. It's learned. And so the homosexuals, to grow, remember, they cannot grow. They cannot procreate. They can't. So how do they procreate? The only way they can is to get children at the young age. Place them in environments to make them accept homosexuality, experiment with it, then become it. And that's where we are. And that's the death of a nation. It is.
I guess that's why so many homosexuals try to become government employees, because that's the epitome of the job where people actually produce nothing and they seek their own demise.
Yep. You got it. All right, Mike, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a great day.
Mike, thanks for calling in.
Now, Vince, it's the odds of this working.
Right.
Let's be honest. Maybe 1,000 to 1. Maybe 1,000 to 1. And I know a lot of you are sitting out there saying, oh, my God, that's not good odds. Well, let me tell you, folks, when I came out against Bill Clinton in the beginning, the odds were probably 9 million to 1 that I could get Bill Clinton impeached. But I did. I know the power of people that are dedicated. I know the power of the enemy, Vince. I know that we have let our government run them up for so long that it's so deep, it's so contorted that it's going to be hard, just like John brought up. I'm not denying that they don't cover things. Things are hidden. It's so maniacal that you can't, if it were that easy just to look and see, everybody would look and see it. It's not that way. We're going to have to fight these battles. We're going to have to fight states when you go. We just need one state, guys, just one state. There was a Karen. She went to her attorney general in New Jersey. Well, he said very much the same thing John did. Well, there's no way, blah, blah, blah. Well, fine. We had another person, Joe, he goes in Oklahoma to his state legislature. I got a meeting on the 16th with his state legislator, or the one that's going out, and the one that's coming in, and the representative from the governor's office. It can be done. We just need one state to do it. And when we get one state to do it, then others will follow. Then we will have that path to freedom. But don't be confused. We're going to hit every running obstacle block there is, every obstacle block that there can be. We're going to hit it. But if I have an army of maybe a couple of million people, and it's out there, but we got to activate it. We can make this happen, Vince. We can. But if we don't, our destiny's written. Our destiny's written. And then going back to like John, let's just say it this way. Let's exceed, and I'm saying exceed, I'm not saying let's make it a given, I'm saying let's exceed that every state gets more money from the federal government than it generates itself. So therefore, it would be a tremendous loss. Well, if that's the case, we've lost. Unless people belly up and say, okay, let's deal with that. At some point, we got to deal with it or completely fall into submission, total open submission. We got to not do that. That's what I'm here for.
When we come back, let's talk about the FBI files and the 60 Minutes interview. Larry Nichols. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
Ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Class, if you'd like to get in contact with Larry Nichols, you can go to usaprepares.com, usaprepares.com. You will find on page 1 links to these broadcasts. All the broadcasts that we've done so far are at usaprepares.com. They're on YouTube. They are at the archives at gcnlive.com. They're broadcast on Republic Broadcasting and Liberty News Radio, as well as AM, FM, and satellite, and the telephone listen line. And if you'd like to listen on the telephone listen line, 605-562-4080. 605-562-4080. Larry, in the few minutes that we have remaining, would you tell us about the FBI files, what they are?
Oh, you bet. Well, years ago when I first started this against Bill, and I will put it this way, and that's the way it will remain, I was blessed with my mailbox ended up with a Colton's bag. It became the most open secret in the world. And in that Colton's bag, to which I had no idea where it came, as I say, came to my magic mailbox. In it were the raw FBI files on every member of Congress and most of the high officials in Washington. Now, in that file, in the raw data FBI files, that's where they deal with all the stuff. I mean, some of it's true, some of it's just when they go doing their security clear, find out, somebody had, some neighbor said somebody did something, and it didn't mean it was all necessarily true. But it gave me the advantage of knowing every one of those people, who they did, what they did, how they did it, and I used it. When it came time to try to get Clinton brought before a congressional hearing, hey, I didn't mind calling up congressmen and telling them, hey, if you don't help us, I'd hate to see it get out about your girlfriend you got with 2 babies over at Blankety Blank Blank. Oh my God, did they hop? Did they jump? Now, we had that power then. I don't have that power now. It's a bunch of new people. I don't have the new people information. I got some of the old guys. But a lot of things have changed, Vince. Now, some of the things that would have been a detriment if it got out wouldn't bother them today. But it was important then, and I used it. And there are things that I still have that I can use to help us in our goal, and I will. That's
Larry,
why when you call Vance Washington and mention my name, they know me. They know my name. They know who I am, and they know, as I think you heard in that video, when I said, if you try to stop this movement, I'll come after you, and I will. And I'll use everything in my power and everything I can, and I'll expose these people, every one of them, for what they are. And I think all of us, none of us clean, right? Ain't nobody clean. There will be things in their past, things that I will know or don't know yet, but I will find out that they don't want out. And by God, I'll get it out. And you heard me, Vince. I didn't stutter.
Larry, I heard you. I literally heard you say those things on the documentary. I was there. No question about it. And Larry, again, I'd like to say that I saw you do this documentary with no script, no notes. It was pure passion about restoring our country. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. And I heard you say the words, and you put them, the other team, on notice in the video. I saw it. I heard it. Larry, you're going to be at the meetup via teleseminar next Monday, September 7th. September 7th. And it's a free meetup. Class, if you would like to attend, Jimmy's Egg. The information's right on the website right now. And that's usaprepares.com. Larry, very quickly, 60 minutes interview. Was that all scripted? The one in 1992 with Bill and Hillary?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I'm the first person that ever in a Super Bowl that a presidential candidate came home defending himself.
Yeah. Larry, thanks so much for being with us, class. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to us. By now, you know that usaprepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.